Hi everyone, back with me again, Mary as your host for today. Long time no see. Welcome to Sacred Spaces, the series where we journey to the world's most awe-inspiring spiritual sites. Today, we travel to the coast of Normandy, France, to witness a miracle of faith and architecture that rises dramatically from the sea, Mont Saint-Michel. For over 1,000 years, this tidal island has captured the imagination of pilgrims, artists, and kings. It's a place where the natural world and human devotion have intertwined to create something truly sublime. Join us as we explore the history, legends, and enduring spiritual power of the Abbey of St. Michael, the Archangel. By the way, I heard from Joseph that the feast day of the Archangels was just celebrated a few days ago. Well then, this episode will be perfect to link the feast day of the St. Michael the Archangel and this sacred space. Without further ado, let's take a look at this magnificent church. The Abbey of Mont Saint-Michel, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a magnificent Benedictine abbey located on a rocky tidal island between Normandy and Brittany, France. Its unique history, architecture, and dramatic setting have made it a major pilgrimage site and one of France's most iconic landmarks. Our story begins in the year 708. The world was a very different place, steeped in faith and a belief in the unseen. On this rocky outcrop, then known as Mont St, something extraordinary was about to happen. The local bishop, a man named Aubert of Avranches, experienced a series of powerful dreams. According to the legend that has been passed down for centuries, the Archangel Michael, the commander of heaven's armies and the defender against evil, appeared to Aubert. His instruction was clear: build a church in his honor on this very mount. Bishop Aubert, perhaps out of skepticism or humility, hesitated. He ignored the vision not once, but twice. The Archangel, however, was persistent. On his third appearance, to make his point unmistakably clear, Michael is said to have pressed his finger into Aubert's skull, leaving a permanent mark and removing any doubt from the bishop's mind. Convinced of the divine command, Aubert sent emissaries to Italy to retrieve a relic of St. Michael. On October 16, 709, the first small sanctuary was consecrated, establishing Mont St as a holy site dedicated to the Archangel. This was the humble seed from which one of Christendom's greatest marvels would grow. Word of the miraculous founding spread, and soon, a steady stream of pilgrims began making the treacherous journey across the sands to seek the protection and favor of St. Michael. By the 10th century, the island's reputation had grown immensely. In 966, the Duke of Normandy, Richard I, decided to establish a more permanent and prestigious religious community here. He replaced the original canons with Benedictine monks, known for their discipline, learning, and architectural prowess. Their mission was to build an abbey worthy of their powerful patron, St. Michael. And so began one of the most ambitious and challenging construction projects of the Middle Ages. Building an abbey on the peak of a granite cone battered by some of the strongest tides in Europe was a monumental undertaking. Every block of stone, every beam of wood had to be hauled up the steep, winding path from the base. The monks and master builders had to be not just architects, but engineers of the highest order, devising ways to anchor their structures to the sheer rock face. What they created was a vertical masterpiece. Unlike cathedrals built on flat land, the abbey couldn't spread outwards. It had to climb upwards, level by level, wrapping itself around the peak. The design is a breathtaking lesson in medieval ingenuity. The abbey church itself sits at the very summit, 80 meters above the sea. Beneath it, a series of crypts and halls provide the necessary foundation, creating a complex, multi-layered structure that seems to grow organically from the rock. The construction spans centuries, resulting in a fascinating blend of architectural styles. The nave of the Abbey church, begun in the 11th century, is a powerful example of Romanesque, design solid, grounded, and fortress-like, reflecting the era's sense of spiritual warfare. Its thick walls and rounded arches convey a feeling of immense strength and permanence. But as tastes and techniques evolved, so did the Abbey. In the 15th century, after the original Romanesque choir collapsed, It was replaced with a new one in the flamboyant Gothic style. This new addition is a complete contrast, light, airy, and elegant, with soaring vaults and intricate tracery that draw the eyes and the spirit upward towards heaven. This juxtaposition of the robust Romanesque and the ethereal Gothic within the same church tells a story of enduring faith, adapting through the ages. Perhaps the most famous part of the entire complex is a section known simply as La Merveille, the Marvel, built in the early 13th century on the north side of the mount. This three-story Gothic masterpiece is a testament to the skill of its builders. It was constructed in just 25 years, a remarkable feat for the time. La Merveille was designed to house the daily life of the monastery. The lowest level contained the aumônerie, where pilgrims and the poor were given food and shelter. The middle level housed the impressive Knights' Hall, a grand vaulted room where the monks would welcome noble guests, and the scriptorium, where precious manuscripts were painstakingly copied and illuminated. But the true jewel of the marvel is on its top floor, the cloister. This is a space of pure tranquility, seemingly suspended between the sky and the sea. Unlike traditional cloisters that surround an open garden, this one is enclosed, offering breathtaking views of the bay through its slender, double-rowed columns. It was here that the monks would walk, pray, and meditate, sheltered from the world below in a serene space designed to facilitate contemplation and a connection with the divine. It is, without a doubt, one of the most beautiful cloisters ever built. From its very beginning, Mont Saint-Michel was more than just a monastery. Its strategic location made it a formidable military stronghold. Perched on its rocky throne and cut off by the tide, it was a natural fortress. During the epic Hundred Years' War between France and England in the 14th and 15th centuries, this spiritual haven became a symbol of French resistance. The English army laid siege to the mount multiple times, but its fortifications and the unwavering spirit of its defenders, a small garrison of knights led by the abbot, proved impregnable. The Abbey was never captured. This military success only enhanced its spiritual prestige. Pilgrims saw it as proof of St. Michael's divine protection, believing the Archangel himself guarded the walls. The Abbey stood as a powerful symbol of faith, triumphing over earthly conflict, a beacon of hope for the French kingdom. However, the Abbey's history took a dark turn following the French Revolution. In 1791, the monks were expelled, and the new government, hostile to the church, sought a new purpose for the isolated and easily guarded fortress. It was converted into a state prison, a place for political and religious prisoners. The glorious Abbey, once a destination for seekers of salvation, became known as the Bastille of the Seas. The cells were cold, damp, and inhumane. The magnificent halls that once echoed with Gregorian chants now held the despairing cries of prisoners. This grim chapter lasted until 1863. Ironically, its use as a prison, as terrible as it was, likely saved the Abbey from being torn down for its stone, a fate that befell many other monastic buildings after the Revolution. Influential figures like the writer Victor Hugo campaigned passionately for its preservation, recognizing it as a national treasure. In 1874, the state declared Mont Saint-Michel a historic monument, and a massive, painstaking restoration project began. The goal was to return the Abbey to its former glory, peeling away the scars of its prison years and revealing the medieval masterpiece beneath. In 1979, this effort was globally recognized when Mont Saint-Michel and its entire bay were designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, cementing its status as a treasure belonging to all of humanity. Today, Mont Saint-Michel is vibrantly alive once more. It is one of France's most visited landmarks, attracting millions of visitors each year. They come not just as tourists, but as modern-day pilgrims, walking the same steep Grand Rue that countless souls have walked before them. The journey up through the medieval village, past shops and restaurants, culminating in the serene grandeur of the Abbey, remains a powerful experience. And importantly, the spiritual heart of the Mount beats again. Since 2001, a monastic presence has been re-established. A small community of monks and nuns from the monastic fraternities of Jerusalem live and pray here, holding daily services and ensuring that the Abbey is not just a museum, but a living house of God. Their quiet presence reminds every visitor of the site's true purpose. In a final act of restoration, a major project completed in 2015 replaced the 19th century causeway with a light, elegant bridge. This allows the tides to flow freely around the mount once again, helping to wash away accumulated silt and restore Mont Saint-Michel's dramatic, historic character as a true island. Watching the tide rush in to surround the Abbey is a spectacle that connects us directly to the experience of medieval pilgrims. Mont Saint-Michel is more than just stone and mortar. It is a testament to the enduring power of faith, a symbol of human resilience, and a place where the boundary between heaven and earth feels beautifully thin. It is a sacred space that continues to inspire awe and wonder, just as the Archangel Michael intended over 1,300 years ago. Thank you for joining us on this journey to Mont Saint-Michel. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you won't miss our next exploration of the world's sacred spaces. Until next time, travel safely and with an open heart. God bless you always.